What's up, everybody? You are back in here with the Pro Football Pod. You've got Hulk and you've got Coach hanging out today. Wherever he's at, he's either down here or up here today. We appreciate you guys for coming in. Hit that subscribe button down below. Every 500 subscribers, we're giving away a free jersey. Everybody likes free stuff. Go ahead and do it. Today, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars season preview for you. 7-round mock draft going through all the picks. If anything, you're going to disagree with who we pick. It's just the nature of the business. Like, you're going to get people that are mad. Patriots fans blew up our comments because we didn't reach on a wide receiver for him at number 4. It happens. This is just going to give you an idea of who might be available in these areas so you can look forward to certain players on draft day. Coach, we have some congratulations in order. Newly engaged man. We're gonna have another married man on the pod here.
Yeah, everyone on the pod's either engaged or currently married, so that's a great thing.
It's a family show, is what it is.
Family show. We're all
it's
about
a family show by family for families. You know, the podsters. You're in our family. So guys, let's go ahead. We're just gonna dive into it. Quick rundown of what the Jags offseason looked like so far. Added the new head coach with Liam Cohen, so he's got him coming in with his Duval. Brought in Jordan Lewis, cornerback, Eric Murray, safety, Patrick McCarry, offensive guard, Robert Hainsey, center, and Diami Brown, wide receiver. Just some of the notable guys that they brought in here. Lost Andre Cisco, safety, Christian Kirk, wide receiver, and Evan Ingram at tight end. Some pretty big departures especially on the offensive side for production value. Brian Thomas's value just shot through the roof.
Exactly. I feel like they expected a lot more out of Christian Kirk and Evan Ingram this year. Having Gabe Davis, having Brian Thomas draw so much attention, you would have expected more. Evan Ingram wasn't really staying on the field, and Christian Kirk
the problem.
Was just like he had a really bad year, and with what they were paying him, I would expected them to get rid of him.
Like Evan Ingram, when he was out there, the dude was getting minimum 8 to 10 targets a game, like fantasy darling for you. It's just a matter of he's hardly ever out there. So I understand the Jags letting him go. We got 10 draft picks coming up here for you. First one is pick number 5 on the board. How did the board fall to this point? Cam Ward going number 1 like he should. Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter, okay. Mason Graham. Ooh.
That's rough.
Stole that. Which Jags fans, honestly, watching this, again, we appreciate it. They're probably happy, maybe, because Mason Graham's been the most popular pick for them because they need interior O-line help. They desperately need the help over there. But now we pivot because I don't think another top D lineman or at least interior D lineman's worth it this high. So we're not looking there for him. Looking at the rest of their defense, Travon Walker and Josh Hines Allen on the outside. Okay, not necessarily a glaring need at defensive end. Linebacker, not really one worth it this high. Same for safety. Could make that argument as well for corner.
But with Travis Hunter being gone at 5, it doesn't make a lot of sense.
Jahdae Barron I like Jahdae Barron a lot, and I like his game, but in this spot, I'm thinking value. You have a top 5 pick here. This needs to be franchise game changer. So pull up the whole overall board for me right
here. So trade value-wise, we can trade back to 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There's a lot of opportunity for being able to trade back. As far as the full board goes, Will Campbell's not really going to be a need yet. Malachi Starks, it's a little bit early. I think if we traded back to like 10 or 12, it would still be a little bit early for him. But that's how good of a player he is.
Yeah, but that's where, you want to trade back. But I'm looking at the board, and I don't see who anybody would want to trade up for at this point.
Yeah, that's
like if there wasn't Abdul Carter, somebody like that, I could see, okay, they're going to make the trade up.
Ashton Jeanty, Will Campbell, these are probably the players that are worth losing out on because it's not many picks.
Now, where you did mention Will Campbell, not necessarily an option. The way I look at it as There's Anton Harrison is looked a lot better this last year. Walker Little has still just been overall solid for them at tackle. Yes, they brought in Patrick McCarry at guard, and they still have Ezra Cleveland as well. To me, I still don't think that would prevent them from getting somebody like a Will Campbell. Just shore up that O-line. Liam Cohen knows. He even said, we have to build around Trevor. Now, I'd also, with where we're at right here, you could really convince me about Tet McMillan. Give him another weapon out there, opposite of Brian Thomas Jr. You could even convince me into a Matthew Golden, but again, that I think this is too high for him.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't see anybody on the board right now that teams would be rushing to trade up for. I do like the trade back option, but I just don't see anybody saying, yeah, let's trade up to 5 for
I mean, the big thing would
Shedeur
be
Sanders.
Shedeur Sanders. That would be the one that teams would
But see,
potentially.
I think if Shedeur drops past 3, teams are just going to wait. Like, I think they do make some calls, but I think teams are just going to wait. Like, I don't think the Jets get them.
They have
I don't think the
Fields.
Raiders do it.
The next one would be pick 9. If they're afraid that
The
Fields
Saints maybe.
is gonna, then maybe the Saints trade up to 5. Like that's a potential move that they could make.
Ooh, no. You know what? You're hovering on him right there. I know it is high, and I know the hype around him has been atrocious right now. But Tyler Warren for them after losing Evan Ingram, and you don't really have another tight end on the roster, to me, that would be one of those quote-unquote like sexy picks. Like, it's going to make a headline. Like, they took a tight end at number 5 overall. They took the darling Tyler Warren that's the favorite in this draft right now at that position. And he's a great blocker, so it helps shore up your O-line a little bit. It gives you another weapon in the middle of the field. We saw how much Trevor likes his tight ends.
And the year that Tyler Warren had, I mean, that was ridiculous.
I think that's my pick, Tyler Warren.
I like it. I think
we went through everybody,
yeah.
But that's where I fell on right there was Tyler.
If I was a Jags fan right now, I would hope that they could find someone that wants to trade up for Will Campbell, Ashton, or even Tet.
But
just
I want
to
to
get
make
the
this
next
point.
tier.
This is how bad their defensive interior is, to where Mason Graham goes.
Yeah.
And we have to go through all of those discussions about, okay, what else makes sense?
Because it would have been an easy discussion. Mason Graham at 5.
And it's been the most popular mock draft pick for him, but there's a reason for that.
So let's go offense now, and then we know at this point we're going to be pretty defensive heavy.
We pick again at 37. I like our chances there with having we got TJ Sanders, Tyleek Williams,
Demetrius Knight
at linebacker for us. Like, we can fill out some needs here. Xavier Watts, give you some safety help.
So we've got 2 different type of defensive tackles. We've got a more athletic kind of like filler role, played a little bit versatile. He's been a little bit everywhere. Played outside, and then we have, not quite as versatile, a little bit more of a run stuffer type.
And that would be my preference for this defense, where you have those rushers with Travon Walker and Hines Allen.
Yeah.
I want somebody that can just eat up space in the middle and just take on bodies to help free those guys up. So, yeah, where did Walter Nolan end up going? Did he end up going in the first?
Yeah, he went to 24.
He went to the Vikings at 24. I was hoping he would drop. Trey Amos right here, to me, also wouldn't be a bad pick. I think they desperately need help at corner outside of Tyson Campbell.
I think
so.
I'm between is their biggest though.
Tyleek Williams or Trey Amos, and I agreed. We just said it a minute ago. Like, it's so bad in the middle there. So Tyleek Williams would be my pick.
All right,
man, Elijah Arroyo being here after taking Tyler Warren just punches me straight in the nads. Just
same
with
in the Mason nads. Taylor.
Yeah, just right there. Chris Paul Jr. Oh, okay, some CP3. All
So
right, so we've
linebacker
gotten our
is
tight
something
end.
that
We got our defensive interior.
we want to look at a little bit as well. Plays in the box, so a little bit more of that kind of middle.
Mm-hmm.
Um, does have the prototypical size 6'1", 235. So
Yeah,
it's a
he's more
bit.
of your thumper, your run stuffer. Um, but again, to me, guys like that for this defense, when you have the rushers you have, and it's not like he has to necessarily worry about coming in and being the guy because you still have Olakun hanging out, just racking up hundreds of tackles every year.
CJ
So
West from Indiana and going double defensive interior as well. Because Devon Hamlin
I
had a good 2022,
wouldn't be mad at that.
but he's.
Scroll down a little bit. I want to see what corners and safeties are on the top of the board here.
Let's see. And we'll include the
All right.
defensive interior just to get an idea of where
All
they all
right.
are.
So we pick again at 94.
88.
88 on here. Okay.
Yep.
I don't know why it's different on here than what I got, but hey, we're not arguing. All right, so we pick again at 88. So a lot of these guys we're looking at here, like Kevin Winston Jr., Ransom, Mukuba, Castro, all those safeties will be there. So we're not looking at safety right now. We're okay. The value is defensive interior for sure. And we've got 5 dudes right there, all within our range.
Because we're going to pick 88 and then again at 107. So a decent turnaround.
Yep.
And that's where, dudes like Jacob Parrish will still be there.
Kobe Bryant. I really like Kobe Bryant's game from Kansas. Like him a lot. He's of the smaller stature size, but dude is just feisty. Like 175.
6'1", but yeah, definitely not, not a thumper.
Yeah, not what you're asking, but you're not asking him to come in and be your shutdown guy.
So Alfred Collins, big body, kind of a stuffer. Vernon Broughton is a little bit more athletic. These guys from Texas had some pretty solid years too. I mean, 4 sacks.
Yeah, and I'm good with literally either one of those Texas dudes. I like
ADP
Alfred Collins more.
Do we know what's up with this with Vernon Broughton?
I couldn't tell you as far as why PFF has his ADP that much lower. Alfred Collins would be my choice of those top 3 guys we have listed there.
Yeah.
And like I said, doubling up on defensive interior with the way theirs is shaping up.
Very
I don't
versatile
think that's
too.
a bad thing.
A, B, over the tackle. He'll go anywhere you need to in the middle.
Yep.
He definitely has the grades. And then, you got to love that size. That 6'5", 320.
Oh, he's huge. He's an animal.
Yeah. And with Tyleek, he's kind of the same thing. 6'3", 320. So, yeah, I think...
you get these 2 guys, and there's a strong possibility you've just shored up your whole defensive line for at least the next 3 to 4 years.
Agreed. Yeah, I like Alfred Collins here. Yeah, I love prospects that don't really have too much of a weakness either. Pass rush win rate could be a little bit better, but for the most part, great games against good teams too. Played really well against Georgia and Michigan, Georgia again, Texas A&M.
Yeah, and I mean,
Ohio
when you're
State
looking
was
at
okay.
Texas playing an SEC schedule, he never really had a bad game. Honestly, his worst games were against the lower competition.
Yep. And I wonder how much of that has to do with...
when you needed him to lock in, he locked in. But also that lower competition with PFF grades, is it because he didn't necessarily play a bunch of snaps those games? So the snaps he did play, he got knocked on? I don't worry about that too much. We like our guy, Jared Wilson. We do like him. Now, I don't think they necessarily center is a screaming need for them. I think right here is where we try to look at DB, corner, safety. Tate Ratledge would be a sneaky solid pick, staying right there in the South Georgia, North Florida area.
And then we're into round 3. Let's start looking at wide receiver a little bit as well. Getting somebody athletic like Savion Williams to help out with Thomas Jr. Would be good. I don't necessarily love his game, As much as like I was in love with
All right, we pick again at 107. Kobe Bryant will still be there. Jacob Parrish should still be there. Sanker will be there. Mello Dotson. So we have some corner help coming. I think corner's a much bigger need than safety for him.
yeah, and then
I
this next tier of
pull up
wide
pull up
receivers.
wide receivers.
Yeah, so we have wide receivers in here.
'Cause, yeah, okay, so
So we're looking. Isaiah Bond is a bit early
and
for.
Thomas Jr. I'm trying to think who would complement him better, Savion or Isaiah Bond. Because
Yeah,
Isaiah Bond might still be there for us on the next pick, which
Savion's
allows us to
got the
take
height,
Ratledge right here.
which he's. I mean, he's an athletic freak. I think he's a little bit more of a raw prospect.
And see, with Gabe Davis and Brian Thomas both being kind of, on the taller side out there, I think Bond would be the better complement.
Because he's going to be a little bit more of that slot guy.
He's just going to be your blazer. Like,
Yeah.
hey, go. So I think
you reach for him, honestly. We could trade back. That's a potential if somebody's trying to trade up for like a Jared Wilson or a Tate Radledge or even Savion Williams.
And that's where I was going to say I would look at maybe taking Tate Ratledge here, giving you that insurance on the interior of your O-line, and then coming back with praying Isaiah Bond still there for you at 107.
We could slow it down and maybe
slow it down, trade a couple late round picks.
Yeah. So let's do that. Let's grab Tate Ratledge. Savion might go first, but he also might go after Isaiah. I feel like we could try to wait till 107, but maybe we try to trade up with like the Dolphins or the Giants.
I want to see.
There's
all right, Savion just went. All right, stop it right here. All right, let's offer the Chiefs 142.
Well, 107, right?
Yeah, 107. And all right, take away 142. Give them give them that one. And offer that. Ooh, not accepted. Okay.
Let's just give
throw in a sixth rounder for next year.
All right.
All right, boom. All right, so now we take Isaiah Bond. All right, so now we don't pick again until 126.
Grabbing Ratledge. I mean, they don't have this glaring need, but it's definitely shoring up the interior.
It gives you insurance.
Exactly. We can speed it up now.
And like I said, when your new head coach comes out and says you're having to build around your franchise quarterback, that tells me playmakers and a wall.
Exactly.
Like, don't touch my guy. I wish the Dolphins would take that approach, but hey, here we are. All right. We're going through it now. Let's get down to 124. Ooh, Riley Leonard. Pull the trigger. No, I'm just playing. I do like... One name I immediately see that pops to me is Barrett Carter, linebacker out of Clemson. We have the need at linebacker. We mentioned how Olakun needs some help here. He's not going to give you what you want necessarily in the coverage department, but as far as just having a guy to stick his freaking face in there, Barrett Carter can be a dude for you.
And he plays a lot in the box at this point with the Barrett Carter plus the two defensive interiors that we grabbed. Their run defense should not be as much of a glaring weakness as it's been in the past. It's going to take these guys a little bit of time to develop, but we haven't touched safety yet. I do want to kind of see if there's anybody that pops out to us. And at this pick, there's not really. Honestly, I feel like our real ability to grab like a game-changing safety may have passed us by in round 3.
Yeah, I agree.
I like Barrett. We'll see what else is there at linebacker. Maybe there's a guy a little bit. Jack Kaiser is someone that we've been a little bit high on as well. Another box guy.
I do like some Jack Kaiser. I do like some Jack Kaiser.
He's not going to be there at the next pick though, and
Nope. So right, it would be a matter right now of choosing between the two.
yeah, I think Barrett Carter. Um, yeah, I mean everything that we're seeing, they're definitely both big prospects. I think Barrett Carter is going to be a better fit for
Yeah.
Jacksonville.
Yep. Let's go, Carter.
All right, team needs. We still have 3 picks left. Um,
All
I,
right. As far as team needs, the only thing left on the need board is safety. We got Billy Bowman Jr. down there for us, but he should be available. Well, actually, he probably won't be there for us on our next pick. Um, mm, yeah, for what I'm seeing on the board, it's Billy Bowman Jr. We could look at possibly getting them another running back. Now, with
they do
having
have
Tank
Tank.
Bigsby, Travis Etienne,
And Etienne's only this is his 4th year coming up. Like he had a bit of a down year last
fourth
year.
year, and I always like to point new coaching staff that did not draft him.
Yeah.
The coaching staff that drafted him also drafted Trevor Lawrence the same year and just wanted to keep the guys together. So this coaching staff may not have the same feelings about him. Liam Cohen coming from Tampa Bay, having Rashad White and having the darling Bucky Irving. To me, like he knows the value of having two very solid running. Trevor Etienne
Yeah.
coming to be with his brother would be all time. I like Caleb Mullings a lot. I think as far as filling out the rest of the team needs, the pick would have to be Billy Bowman Jr.
Agreed.
With all the running backs still on the board, I say let's go Billy Bowman Jr. and look at a running back later on.
Yeah, we've got like Taj Brooks, Ollie Gordon still.
Taj Brooks, Ollie Gordon, our guy, Manungai. Like, so, yeah, Billy Bowman just sounds like a movie should be made about him in the future.
Sounds like
Billy Bowman Jr., the safety out of Oklahoma.
Manungai just went. Taj Brooks, Ollie Gordon are still there. Ollie Gordon, I feel like, is super underappreciated. He's a bit of a thumper.
Yeah, big body back. Like, really, I like what he can give you in pass protection. He just has the willingness to stick his face in there. He is the big name guy that's still there for you. They did bring in Nick Mullins this offseason, so I was gonna possibly look at another quarterback for him, just to give you somebody in the building. I do like Thornton Jr. from Tennessee. Give him another wide receiver out
and
here for these guys.
And a big body too. This is pure red
big
zone
body,
threat.
And he's a blazer. So to me, where we're at here at the end of the draft,
because honestly, what do
looking
we
at
know
their
about
roster,
Gabe Davis? Like, we know that he's inconsistent.
He was very underwhelming last year.
Yes.
Like, okay, they have Parker Washington. Are we really trying to still ride that train? Like, he gives you what he gives you. Bringing in Diami Brown, to me, still doesn't prevent you from drafting another guy. Yeah. We got Isaiah Bond. I think Thornton, he still gives you the speed, but he's the opposite of Bond as far as what he gives you in height and just overall catch
25 yards
radius.
of reception, too, is insane.
Yeah, it is just deep big ball play. Zone. So to me, where we're at in this draft right now, you're throwing darts.
Yeah.
Just trying to hit somebody. I think this would be somebody willing to throw a dart for you because it's just, if he works out for you, bye-bye Gabe Davis.
Yep. Yeah, I'd love to throw a little bit more offensive line help their way, but honestly, their offensive line is still pretty young, and
solid. Like, to
It was
me, it's
solid.
not. Yeah, it's not like it's not the Dolphins. Like it's not the Patriots or what the Patriots was before they started adding a couple guys. So I mean, yeah, just you need playmakers on this team.
So we got the final pick here. Brady Cook it is. Wow,
Let's
Luke,
see.
that's insane that they're considering this guy a seventh round pick. Like that's
Yeah,
absolutely insane.
that's criminal. He's an Iowa tight end, guys.
Yeah.
All right, so
Georgia linebacker.
pull up our picks so far.
So tight end first, and
Tight
then
end,
back to back
defensive
defensive
interior, guard, wide receiver. We got another wide receiver, safety, linebacker. So the only thing we really didn't get was corner.
corners.
All right, so what corners are we working with now? Fintrell Cypress the second. Keep him in state at Florida. Mac McWilliams, Tommy Hill.
These are all going to be developmental.
They're projects, but
at least Mac McWilliams he's got some solid grades. He's played relatively. He's been available for most of his career. Plays strictly outside, which they're going to need some. But then he also plays a little bit of slot. He's
last
versatile.
the season before, he played a lot in the slot as well. So yeah, let's take Mac McWilliams out here. Let's take him, keep him in state at Florida. We need a corner just to fill out the room a little bit. Jaguars fans, I know you're going to give us the business, so just go ahead and do it in the comments down there. But while you're doing it, hit that subscribe button. If you're watching us and you haven't hit subscribe, I don't know what you're doing. You're just ruining your own life because you're not going to get notices whenever we drop a new video.
B-.
We appreciate you guys. B-. That's what we like to see.
They didn't like the Tate Ratledge, which wasn't a huge need, but I think that it does build out their offensive line to have some depth and some value. Being able to get Isaiah Bond later, C+. They really like the Billy
Bowman. They like the Dante Thornton, so feel good about those. What's the one that they said? They said we should have taken Tet McMillan.
Yeah, I'm not honestly. I think Tyler Warren's a better prospect than Tet McMillan. I know it was a bit early. Obviously, they're gonna shop around that pick, try to trade back 5 or 6 spots, and then draft Tyler Warren. We just wanted to be more realistic, so I think we did the right thing.
Yep, I like what we did. If you like what we did, tell us. If you hate what we did, tell us. We like all the feedback. We appreciate you guys. 500 subscribers, free jersey to come into one of y'all. TulsyRoseTea.com is the sponsor. Peace out.